Man, I'm excited for this one. One of my favorite guys to watch play ever since I retired, which he's now been retired for several years as well, Luke Kuechly. Before I get into football stuff, Luke, I know you got something going on with PXGs and PXG.com. Tell me about it quick.
Yeah, so obviously when I got done playing, you got a lot more free time, and then Charlotte's nice the majority of the year, and especially spring coming up, charity golf events, and I love playing golf. I love playing with my boys, and I had the same set of clubs for probably 10, 12 years, and last year I finally got a new set of clubs, and it was through PXG, so we went up there. They've got a store north of Charlotte, and TrackMan, everything. They custom clubs, custom grips, how long your club needs to be. Do they need to add some? Do they need to take some off? What's the club face look like? What kind of club is it? So I got a full lesson from those guys up there at PXG. They're out of Scottsdale, Arizona, veteran-owned company. So they got my clubs right, and now I'm playing a lot more. I'm having a lot more fun, and it's been a great time.
I love it. Refresh my memory on the decision making to retire. The reason why I'm asking you is I can't play golf. I had a back surgery in Buffalo. Like, I don't know how Tony Romo and Tiger Woods and those guys do it, because I've tried a couple times, and just like that is not like the rotation. Yeah. That is not good for your back. You were not. Was it orthopedic? Was it the head stuff? Were you just done? Well, give me the breakdown.
Yeah, I had a couple things that were bugging me orthopedic wise. You know, obviously it's well documented. I got banged up with my head a few times, but it was really just kind of a combination of a lot of things. I knew I couldn't play the game to the level that I knew I was capable of anymore mentally. I was like, man, I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. And I understood that there's an expectation from the team of me, and if I can't fulfill my side of the bargain, it's not fair to the team, to the guys in the team, to the guys in the defense, and to the fans for me to go out there and not play to the best of my ability. So it was a very difficult decision for me to make, but it was also easy at the same time, because I knew in my heart, hey, you've had a good run. You've enjoyed it. You've done the best you can, and now it's time moving into a different direction.
So, I do NFL and college for CBS, and I know you did a couple games this year for CBS. What did you think?
It was a lot of fun. The college game, you know, you learn a lot about football.
It's so different.
It's so different. I think, you know, the hashes.
Yes.
So I tell everybody the hashes in college football obviously are wider, and what that does is it makes the field space differently. If you're on the left hash, the right side, the field side, is huge. So how they play defense, how they play offense, spacing to the field, how they play in the run game, what defensive fronts look like versus what they look like in the NFL with the hashes much closer together is very different. So it took me a second to kind of see the game from the college perspective. It's impressive. It's like a whole different game of football.
Well, and you're down in there in North Carolina where Belichick is now. And the thing I tell people calling both games, like when I do a production meeting with college, all they talk about is like to the boundary or to the field. You do a production meeting NFL, they don't say that one time.
No.
They don't. They say left or right. They don't say to the boundary of the field. It's like they have different positions. You know, every college team has that like overhang guy to the field. It's a lot different, which is why these guys that toggle back and forth between NFL and college, like Chip Kelly or even Belichick, I think that's going to take some getting used to. And you noticed that this year calling some college games.
And the game, I tell everybody, the game, once the ball gets downed to when it gets snapped again, is so much faster. We did Jacksonville State this year. It was my last game, and that was Rich Rodriguez. Obviously, he's back at West Virginia now, but the ball gets snapped every 21 seconds. So, yeah, that's fast, but the thing that's different in the NFL is usually you huddle, right? You huddle, you walk to the line of scrimmage, they mic point, they make the adjustments, they find blitzes, they snap the ball under 10 seconds, right? In college football, boom, ball gets snapped, ball gets down, run to the line of scrimmage, get set, and then snap the ball with 21 seconds. So they might get to the line of scrimmage and then sit for 3 or 4 seconds and then snap the ball. So there's no like run the ball, get tackled, go to the huddle, sit in the huddle. All right, personnel comes in. All right, it was 12, now it's 11. Boom, now we send the nickel in. In college football, it's like 11 personnel's in, go, 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 go. And it's much faster in between whistles than it is in the NFL.
So prepping for the game, sometimes I can't believe how many snaps there are. You know,
like 100 of them.
Watching the game before, I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, NFL's not like that because I know I got to watch every snap. So we're recording this interview Friday before the Super Bowl. Last night, NFL Honors Hall of Fame came out. I was very surprised you did not get in on the first ballot. First of all, kudos to you for still being here, because I think there's probably other people that would have canceled. They wouldn't want to just deal with the questions. I'm sure I'm not the first person to ask you today your reaction to not making the Hall of Fame and how you feel about it.
Yeah, I think you look at it and you looked at the guys that got in, and you look at you were in the top 15 of a highly elite crew. Like, man, that is awesome. But then you look at the guys that got in, and I got to play against Antonio Gates when he was in San Diego with Phil Burvers at Qualcomm. It was my rookie year, and I got to play against Antonio Gates. That was obviously awesome, and for his career and him to get in is fantastic. 100% deserves it. Then I got to play with Jared Allen. So Jared got traded to us in 2015. He was in Chicago.
I forgot that.
Yeah, he was in Chicago, then came to us the Super Bowl year. So I got to play with Jared Allen. You talk about a guy that can sit in the training room and drink coffee and tell stories. That's Jared Allen. So he was a great teammate, ton of fun to be around. Obviously a sack celebration. The first time I saw that, my head almost popped off. And then Sterling Sharp, everyone knows Sterling Sharp, a guy that career was ended probably way earlier than he probably would have liked it to be. And then Shannon talked in his acceptance speech about, I'm in the Hall of Fame, but I'm the second best player in my family. So for him to get in, awesome, deserves it. And then Eric Allen, I think it was 19 years he sat on the ballot. So for him to get in too, it's those guys get in, they 100% deserve to be in. I'm happy for them. They did a great job for the NFL. And man, you know what? It's one of those things. I love the game of football. I love everything that it's done for me, and to be mentioned in that group of 15 is really special. So man, I'm thrilled.
And you're going to get in. It's a matter of time, and I'll be excited when you do. Loved watching you play. Just listening to you talk, I forget, have you done some coaching or have you done some front office stuff?
So I got done playing in 2019. 2020 I was in the scouting department with the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
And you learn so much about the league, what plays in the league. For me it's what matters, arm length, speed, how old they are, especially when they come out of the draft. How old is he when he gets drafted? Say he's a 23, 24-year-old guy. By the time he hits his second contract, now he's 28. So how does that affect the money? And so to me, that was awesome. You learn about the league. And then the last 3 years, I coach a youth football team with Greg Olson, Jonathan Stewart, Greg's dad, Chris, and Todd Blackledge at a school in Charlotte called Charlotte Christian. So we have
high school?
No, it's 7th and 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
So we followed Greg's son. He was 11U 2 years ago, 12U last year, and now he's in 7th and 8th grade football, and we'll just keep rolling with him. And it's a great time for us all to get together and be around each other and talk football and have a ton of fun with these kids. It's great.
Dude, I love it. I'm close with Tony Baselli.
Yeah.
Who had his career shortened. Mm-hmm. Took him a few years to get in the Hall of Fame. He was just named the EVP of football ops for the Jaguars. I can see you in a role like that if you want it. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's coaching or front of, I can totally see you doing that. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.